as many people have said out there, Martin don't like nothing. So I've heard from so many people, man, I like Martin, but Martin don't like nothing. So Martin, I'm hoping, I don't know if Martin like me. He ain't even met me yet. So I'm hoping that this is one of the rare occasions that Martin likes something. Everyone, join me for my very special brand of sit-down comedy, March 29th at the Broadway Comedy Club. Don't let that stupid face right there fool you. We'll have a good time. Get your tickets by going to doubletoastedny.com or go to doubletoasted.com. People can see that I'm here in Thailand, everybody. This is a different review. I'm in a different location. Martin's in a different location. And I'm in Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand at the moment. And I'm really not having that much of a good time like I thought I would, sir.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Is where you say, why, Corey?
Well, I'm sorry. Why is that, Corey?
Oh, you ruined it already. We rehearsed this, man. You know what? Never mind. I was going to say, because since I'm here, I left on the day that they actually had the screening for Mickey 17, man. This is a movie that I'm looking forward to. And I had to leave that morning. The screening was that evening. And I haven't been able to just have a good time just wondering how this movie is. If I'm lying, I'm dying, Martin. Not as many times as this dude right here, though. We have Robert. What's that?
I was just, you said not as many times as him. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, Martin. Martin, we rehearsed.
It clips your audio a little bit. That's all.
We rehearsed this, Martin. How many times did we go over this?
0? But, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what they would think after this performance. No, folks, listen. This is Robert Pattinson. I love this. This is the dude that is so handsome, who is so good looking, who is so charismatic on screen, and that's not him right there. There he is right there. This guy was such a heartthrob that he can't even play a normal person no more. Every time he plays a character, he's got to be a street hood. He's got a I don't know. In this one, he's a guy who keeps dying and he comes back with an Adam Sandler voice. He's a guy who has to ugly himself up and make himself sound weird because he is just too good looking on the screen.
No, you're right. Even when he played Batman, the biggest American hero, he still had to be all emoed out.
He played, God damn it, this guy is one of the best looking guys in Hollywood, and he had to play the saddest, most emo ass. And I know Batman is dark, but goddamn, you didn't have to take it that gothic.
Right.
You know, everybody plays Batman like, I'm Batman. He's like, I'm Batman. God damn, man.
You're not my real daddy.
I'm Batman. My daddy died. Why shouldn't I be sad? God damn, man.
Yeah.
But in this one, this one's even. This is an even worse role for him. He's so distraught, Martin, that he just keeps dying. He's trying to leave this world, and they just keep bringing his ass back over and over and over again. They brought him back so much, this character of Mickey that he plays, that we are now on number Mickey 17. Now, I didn't see this, but I'm assuming that I got some of this right.
Oh, yeah, you got all that right. But that's just only a little piece of it is the thing. It's a morsel of what this movie is.
Very nice. And that's what a trailer should do. It should just give you a little nibble, a little morsel, and save some of the biggest secrets and some of the biggest reveals for the movie. Now, folks, I have not seen this. The great Martin Thomas did. And hey, listen, if I can't see the movie for myself, I might as well get the next best thing with this, and that is Martin's review to tell me how this is. I'm hoping that you won't let me down, Martin, because this is one.
Well, that's quite flattering.
No, Martin, but y'all know, as many people have said out there, Martin don't like nothing. So I've heard from so many people, man, I like Martin, but Martin don't like nothing. So Martin, I'm hoping, I don't know if Martin like me. He ain't even met me yet. So I'm hoping that this is one of the rare occasions that Martin likes something. we'll go ahead.
Yeah, well,
we'll see. We'll see. Martin, like you said, I might have missed some details, but if I have, I'm sure that you can fill me and everybody else in on the rest. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer for Mickey 17, and we'll be back with Martin's review.
it's not your fault.
This is a fight to the death.
So we're kind of joking about Robert Pattinson right here. You know, oh, he's so handsome, and oh, this guy's so good looking. Oh, he's got to ugly himself up. But you know what? I mean, part of that is kind of true. He's one of those guys that wants to shed this image of him being a heartthrob, especially like a teen heartthrob. So he's a guy that, not, you know, we say ugly up, but he makes himself weird. But also he's the guy that is very into his craft, as the pretentious people say. He's
very much, you know, that's what's appreciated. You know, he's a leading man who really wants to be a character actor.
Yeah,
but he's not just a simple character actor. He really throws himself into these roles, and every character he plays is so very different. I mean, you hear that voice he's doing, and he sticks it the whole time, and it's not like an Adam Sandler voice where you're like, okay, could you knock it off? I mean, he really adopts it where you don't even see Robert Pattinson anymore. You see Mickey.
Well, that's the thing. You know, a lot of people, you know, they look at him, and I remember people dismissed him a long time ago, and then he did things like one of my favorite movies, Good Time, and then you know, and people just see it. This is a guy he's trying to take on not weird, but just interesting roles. He's trying to take on, you know, roles that actually require him to act. And another reason that people are looking forward to this is because of the director, and I think is Bong Joon-ho. Yeah,
Bong Joon-ho. Yeah, and everybody's excited because, you know, he directed the Oscar-winning or Oscar-sweeping Parasite, but also Snowpiercer. And Mickey 17 is closer to Snowpiercer because it is a dystopian, you know, a sci-fi movie, just more of a satire and a really dark satire. Matter of fact, the first half of it, the audience was laughing. I was kind of getting annoyed with them because I was like, I noticed it's supposed to be funny, but it's just so cruel. I had a hard time with it. But it eventually reaches a place where it's not so much that. But it's still funny. But you know, it touches on a lot of different things, and you honestly, like, this movie is very plot heavy. And like, you know, you saw the clips, all the different things happening, and you wonder, how is all this connected to each other? But there's so much that happens just to get to the premise. Because you see, you know, Mickey dying all the time. You know, you see in the trailer, he's signing on to be an expendable. He signed on to that to keep from dying, because him and his buddy Timo, who's played by Stephen Yeun, who we just heard so much of in Invincible, talked him into a get-rich scheme where they borrow money from a loan shark, and this guy doesn't play, and they feel like the only way they can get out of this is to get on this expedition out into space that's run by this inept politician, played by Mark Ruffalo, a senator who's lost the last 2 or 3 elections, but now he's a religious zealot, and he gets this since mission going, and they just think, if we can get on that space mission, that guy can't catch us. That's the only way we can get away from him, and since Mickey has no skills, the only way he can get on that ship is to sign on to be an expendable. And then you go for how much they use and abuse him and test him. And, you know, you see, you know, what the good it does for them. Like, you know, sitting on that planet to catch that virus.
Because I like how you say he signed on and not dying. I'm like, well, he failed at that, didn't he?
yeah. But you saw that he didn't read the contract, but he probably felt like, well, whatever it says, I got to get off Earth. It was hard to watch at first because Mickey just seemed like he was kind of slow. I was like, man, it is hard to watch him take advantage of.
What I thought watching the trailer. I thought like he was mentally challenged. You know, just you know, and no offense there. Like he had some sort of case of autism or something. You know, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, between the voice and everything, I was like, man, this is. man, I wish y'all quit laughing so hard because this is not funny. But he's really not. He's just kind of a hard luck case. You know, he's not slow. He's just trusting and naive and really too sweet for his own good. But things kind of turn around for him because one of the security people on there, played by Naomi Ackie, she just falls for him, and they have this romance. And you're like, huh, did not see that being a part of this equation. And there's so much that happens after this. And I don't want to spoil any of it because this is like, this is one of those movies where it feels like, okay, this is a sci-fi tale or epic like so many others. And yet it's just so original. It's just one of those movies like you cannot predict what's going to happen next. And it's all fun, and it never feels like, where'd that come from? Yeah. But and his acting is so good, and especially when he has to play two Mickeys, you're like, God damn, dude, what a way to show off here. But it's quite a movie. Now, one thing that could be bad to you or not is that the villains, by Mark Ruffalo as the senator and his wife Toni Collette, they are straight up cartoons. They could almost be Boris and Natasha. It fits within the movie, but it could be a thing where you go like, okay, the two of them are a bit much. But it fits the tone of the movie. And it's a wild ride. It's it's when you clamor for like, I want something original. Well, here you go.
Yeah, one of the things that really get me with this is, I was looking at the trailer, and they showed this poor dude dying in some of the worst ways. They show him getting eaten alive. They show him being thrown into lava or molten steel, and these things look painful. And, I'm thinking, well, maybe there's something in the movie that I'm missing where they play this down, because Mickey's very relaxed about it. Mickey's actually really cool about this. And one of the things that made me more interested in the film, even more than I was already, is that Mickey, somebody asked me, like, Mickey, what's it like dying, man? It must be kind of cool. And I'm like, no, that shit sucks, man. He's like, I'm dying the most painful ways. That's what told me that this is not just a comedy, but as you said, Martin, it's a very dark comedy. You'll see in this clip right here.
What's it like? Dying.
That's terrible.
Are you and Nasha open?
I have to go.
Man, hit that shit. You about to die anyway. It's not like you cheating. You're going to die and come back another person. So, I looked at that and I was like, man, this is very dark, that whole concept of being, perpetually killed in horrible ways. And they don't try to hide it, Also, it seems like the movie has a lot of heart to it too.
It does have a lot of heart to it. And it's one of these things, you see her asking, what's it like to die? Throughout the movie, there's people asking him that. And he's very soft spoken. And to a degree, he's like, I'm kind of used to it, but it still sucks. And people keep asking, but it's never like, man, what's it like? It's like, yo, Mickey, come on, man, tell the boys, what's it like? They treat him like a freak. Like, it's always assholes asking him. Yeah. And it's just one of those things where you're like, you say like, what do you think it's like? Away from me.
Yeah, no, man.
It's annoying. And even that girl that, that's partial to him, even she's asking him, you're like, God damn it.
Yeah. So in other words, it gets old after a while. Yeah.
No, nobody. It never feels like a friendly ask.
Yeah. Well, like I said, a lot of people are really looking forward to this because of the Park Joon. What's his name?
Bong Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho. He's won so many Oscars. He's just playing with them like action figures now. Look at
I know.
Yeah.
I make a kiss. Then I make a fight. This is going to fly to Venus. This is going to fly to Mars.
He looks just like a 10-year-old playing with Woody and Buzz right now.
Exactly.
But of course, the question is going to be, how does this compare to something like Parasite? Parasite swept the Oscars. This movie's legendary right now. And, a lot of people, no matter what we do, they're going to compare it to that. What do you say? Right. And
they're very different movies. There's no comparing. And if you love Parasite, I don't think you're gonna love this, but you'll still like it. I liked it a lot. But Parasite had so much. Parasite was so political.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without saying that it was.
Yeah.
And and it was grounded. It's stuff here on Earth, and this is all in space. And even with a lot to say about things, it's so much broader.
Yeah. Yeah. So not as good as Parasite, but still very entertaining, still very good.
Yes.
Still
Yes.
very creative is what it looks like. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah. Very much so. I mean, you think about when you watch Snowpiercer, you didn't know what was going to happen at scene to scene. There was no who like, oh, I bet this is going to happen. You were like, well, now what?
I got probably a dumb question. People are like, no, it's dumb. If it's coming out your mouth.
Oh, come on.
Because people are going to do this.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a spoiler, so you don't have to answer this. But you were talking about how much this. Are you talking about this? The director of this also did Snowpiercer. And Snowpiercer is a great film.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's actors that overlap in those movies, but this what you say is similar to Snowpiercer, or it's from the same director. You look at this and it has a lot of similarities. It takes place a lot of it takes place in snow. There's a revolution going on.
Yeah.
Dumb question here.
Earth is dying.
Yeah. So is there a chance that this is in the same universe?
Oh, huh. You know what? There's
not
actually
so
nothing.
dumb.
There's nothing stopping it from being in the same universe.
Okay. Because I was just wondering. I was wondering, is he revisiting something and leaving maybe little small clues to indicate that this is the same universe?
Maybe he has an apocalypse fetish. But there's no. I mean, look, if there are overlapping characters, I didn't catch it. But there's no reason why this couldn't have taken place before the events in Snowpiercer.
Okay.
No, I would rate this a low full price.
Really?
It's a very entertaining movie. I didn't have much problem with it, other than yes, you can't help but pull out Parasite and go like, well, I wish it could have been that. And, it's like I said, the comedy's broader, but his direction is amazing, and it's so creative and so original that it's it's the kind of movies that you appreciate when you get to see them.
Okay. All right.
Because you just don't get a lot of these, especially anything sci-fi. A lot of sci-fi stuff is kind of, it's dumbed down. It's kind of stupid if it's sci-fi and action.
Yeah.
But this has what I think is like the better kind of sci-fi, where it reminds you of 70s sci-fi that was always had a message to it.
Nice. Very nice, man. Well, it got me more excited, Martin. And, I know somebody like, because I'm thinking like, man, it's really not fair, because one of the things I got from this, I was embarrassed to even bring it up. It's like, you really can't compare this to Parasite. It's his own movie,
No. Yeah.
At the same time, though, you brought that shit on yourself. That's what you get for being so good,
Right.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. Yeah, you and your 2 Oscars. Yeah, whatever, man. Look at rubbing in our faces. That's what you get. Hey, don't be so good at what you do next time, sir. Thank you, Martin.
Well, he just said, well, I stepped back so you could take that spot.